Welcome to Her Ink Empire. I'm Justine Almaraz, and this is the podcast that redefines what's possible for you in the tattoo industry and in your tattoo education. Not only in technical skills, but in business. This show is for fine artists, creatives, visionaries, artists of all kinds, even doodlers, who are ready to not just build a career, but a legacy. Here we merge mastery, freedom, and creative power to surpass the outdated industry norms, the outdated rules, and step fully into our creative power and roles as leaders in our communities. If you've ever felt like there has to be a better way, a better option to learn tattooing, to earn in this industry, and to lead in tattooing, you're in the right place. So let's build your empire, one bold, daring step at a time. Let's dive in.
This little interview, I'd love to cap it around like 20 minutes-ish. I think that's a good listening chunk. And I'd love to just hear about at first, just you can just dive in if you want to just talk about who you are and what you're passionate about, what your kind of background is and what you're creating. And then we'll talk about your tattoo experience.
Sure. Yeah, sounds good. Should I just start talking?
Yeah, and then if you want to, and I'll jump in with questions and stuff throughout. Is that cool?
Yeah, totally. Cool. So I'm Sophia Kaminski. I'm an LA-based musician and singer, and I'm really passionate about helping people discover what makes their voices and creative expression unique when I'm not performing. So in that vein, I've actually recently launched my own singing and piano studio, Kaminski Voice Studio, where we offer beginner piano lessons as well as voice lessons for all ages and levels. So it's definitely a sapling effort that I've just started, and I'm really excited to kind of see where it grows from there.
Awesome. Yeah, that was when we had our first intuitive tattoo consultation. That was, your voice stood out to me. That was the biggest presence in the room. It felt like, it was just your the power and strength in your voice. And so it makes sense that this is your calling and your purpose in the world. And yeah, so when did you start creating with your voice?
Yeah, it's definitely been a long journey with a lot of hills and valleys. So I started singing actually when I was about 11 years old. My dad is a professional musician, so I kind of always had music around me, but I always just had this desire to learn the technique behind it. So I started singing classically at about 11, and I ended up pursuing that pretty seriously throughout my teens, and then actually moved to New York to go to Juilliard when I was 18. So I studied in the opera program there, and it was a really great opportunity to kind of learn all of the fundamentals of singing and kind of discover some of the colors that were in my voice. And then after that, I actually took a break for a while. So I felt a need to kind of step back and reevaluate my focus related to singing and just life in general, because transparently, I was feeling a little bit burned out after that experience. So I'm actually coming back into singing after about an 8-year break as of a year ago, and
8
coming
years?
back now. Yeah, 8 years. Yeah, very long sabbatical.
Wow.
Yeah. But the cool thing is that now that I'm back in LA, I've reconnected with a lot of the teachers and mentors that I had as a kid. And that's been really special because I feel like they've reminded me of parts of myself that I forgot. And I'm really coming back into music kind of on my own terms and find different colors and sounds that I've never really made before. So all of that has kind of helped me find my own voice and has been an additional inspiration to help others through my studio doing that.
Well, I love that you say colors when you refer to sound.
Mm-hmm.
No, because it's how I see through like when I hear you talk about, when we had our session before we did your tattoo, and you shared the intentions and meanings you wanted in your tattoo. Well, as you're speaking, that turns into visuals for me and color often, right? So that is really cool that that's how you describe it too. When you sing, do you see shapes and colors?
That's really fascinating. I am starting to tap into that a little bit. I would say it's more of an energetic feeling related to different sounds, but I feel like the more that I delve into this, maybe more exciting, like literal colors will appear. I'm curious, what is your experience like when you listen to like music or speech when you say you see colors? What is that like?
It's really entertaining. Well, I guess you could kind of see it like, well, we did tattoo like half your body, kind of, right? So it's if you literally as if your tattoos came to life and are swirling and moving. That's
Wow.
how it looks in my mind's eye when I close my eyes. And it's kind of like, well, I guess so much of when I think about tattooing, it's like flowing or designs flowing around the human form. But if I'm just listening to a song and contemplating that, then there's notes and things that different sounds that evoke different imagery. And so
Mm,
probably too, when I'm listening to in a consultation, someone describing their feelings of what they want, their intentions of what they want tattooed, that also evokes visual forms. And not literal. It's not really like literal, like I hear the rain stick and I think of rain falling or things like that. It's not necessarily literal, but there's shapes and there's colors. And I was just listening to a neuroscientist describe this phenomenon. I forget the name of it that happens that some people have a stronger experience to feeling colors. And so she, as a little girl, her mother would say, well, how much does that hurt? And she would say yellow.
interesting.
So there's something neurologically that is connecting here with like wavelengths and color spectrum waves and sound waves or feeling waves of something like brain waves. So there's something connecting there. So that's why I think there's something there what you're saying when you say there's colors in your voice, you know?
Mm,
That
mm-hmm.
that's so beautiful. And there's probably a lot more when you say that. That might be like you're saying,
Yeah.
maybe.
No, that's fascinating. Yeah, I've been thinking a lot about that and the idea of embodiment in general as I've come back into singing. And like frankly, when I was singing classically, my personal experience was that I could make a technically good sound, but I could be completely disconnected from my body and the emotion. And now I'm coming back to singing and I'm consciously picking out styles of music that terrify me. So like I've been singing like soul and R&B. Like I've been kind of joking that I'm on a mission to let the groove get in because like my body was like so stiff and you literally, like my experience is I literally cannot sing those styles of music without being in my body. Like it will not work. And it can actually be a physically painful experience sometimes to sing those songs because it demands that you open up your body to the music in a way that because that music comes from a place of pain and is like why people are so moved by it. Like to me, when I've been singing it, because it's forcing me to like get in touch with these rigid areas of my body, it can be quite painful, but it's almost how I know that I'm sending the energy to the right places. So it's like maybe that's a different way that I'm feeling the energy when I sing. It's less visual, but it's like a very like vibrational experience.
100,000,000%. Yeah. Wow.
Yeah.
Do you find yourself, well, wait, so were you singing opera? Is that when you say class?
Yeah.
You're singing.
Yeah. Hmm.
Oh, okay. So when you're not really opera singing, like I'm not imagining people are moving that much or dancing too much, right? What's kind of like your posture?
Not really. I mean, it has changed and it is changing the culture around it. As you know, as the world changes, they want to make sure that people are in touch with what's happening on the stage. But there is kind of a joke about opera where it's the idea of park and bark, where you just kind of stand and sing. Um, and it's like the culture is kind of one of like stillness and letting the music speak for itself, which is beautiful in a lot of contexts. But the problem is when you can't make another choice. That sometimes that's where I would find myself, where I would just be like when I started singing with some of my old teachers coming back to LA, I would just be like standing there with my arms on my side and they'd be like, like normal people move their arms when they talk. I'm like, cool, got it, got it.
Oh, interesting. So now, okay, this must be interesting too because you've got your left arm tattooed with the sleeve. We're still working on, but you are, and your right leg. So if you think about like flow and movement, like you've just infused your skin, your cells with literal color and flowing abstract intentional shapes, intuitive intent,
Hmm.
right? Do you notice anything shifting? Because it's been a couple weeks now you've been living with them, maybe of a month.
Yeah, absolutely. No, I've definitely been thinking about getting more in touch with the idea of like water energy and honestly just a reclamation of my body and feeling for the first time in my life that I have a sense of like ownership and autonomy in my body and trusting that it's a safe place to exist. So these tattoos are like a really beautiful reminder to me when I'm singing, or also just generally being in life, that like there is power in movement and there is power in taking up space in my body. So I'm really excited to like keep getting to know these tattoos on my body in that context.
Mhm. Yeah, cool. So what is it? What is this new venture? Tell me more about the teaching. Like what is that? What's your ideal kind of person that you love or that you want to really help activate?
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. So I ideally love to work with beginner singers actually, especially people that may have some reluctance around singing or fear of singing, because I'm really passionate about creating a safe space for self-expression and kind of nurturing those instincts. So if you have some training, that's great too, but I welcome anyone that literally has never sung a note in their life and wants to learn the fundamentals of technique like breathing, resonance, all of that, but also is curious about discovering what makes their self-expression unique. And anyone like 13 and up, pretty much. I've tried to do a few lessons recently with 6-year-olds, and while they are adorable, I have found that sometimes they're not quite ready to take a lesson, but anyone above like 13 is good to go.
Oh, interesting. I feel like I'm your ideal client, actually. I'm
Perfect. Let's set up a lesson.
I remember like as a kid, I was like, what should I be? Should I be a singer? And I would record songs on the radio on my little radio thing on the tape player.
Uh-huh.
And it was it's probably like the hardest song in the world. I'll always love you, Houston,
Yeah.
And I recorded myself singing to it and I replayed it and I was like, well, nope, I am not a singer. Moving along to the next thing. I'll paint. I'll be an artist. Like made a very strong choice. We're not doing it. Just, okay.
I love the ambitiousness though. Like you did not play games. You were like, I'm gonna do the hardest song of all time.
That song. It is though, it's a tough one, huh?
Yes. Yeah, I've been doing Natural Woman to
Mm.
kind of like practice those beltier sounds and ooh, it is scary. It is a scary song, but it's been great. Like it doing those can really force you to grow and get comfortable making a fool of yourself in front of people.
I love it. Wow. So does it feel really different? Are you moving your body more now when you're singing these other kinds of songs?
Yes, definitely. Actually, a lot of my practice of singing revolves now less around vocalizing and technique and is more about intuitive movement because I know that's where my resistance and discomfort is right now. So my warm up might just be 10 minutes of me putting on like some music and moving my body and getting weird to make sure that that piece is there because it's so important to practice being safe in your body to sing well. So that's been really awesome.
That's so cool. Do you ever dress up or change your clothes to get in the feeling of wanting to sing differently?
That's a good question. You know, I've always kind of gravitated towards keeping it really simple with dress and that like kind of stripped down and then putting that as like the cherry on top when I perform because for me it like kind of grounds me in the core elements and just like making sure the expression is really authentic and then it's just like a cherry on top to have a great outfit.
Cool. That's cool. I've done that with my painting practice when I've felt like too rigid and I need to loosen up to be able to like create these kind of like bigger flowing like giant paintings. So I would get out of like jeans and tight clothing and put on like fun costume stuff that I would never go anywhere in, or like my face or just like really amp up like a character feeling to be able to express myself and have like a physical change in how I felt physically to create something different. It was kind of another layer to the creative practice for me until I got in that flow. And then I felt like I didn't need it. So maybe you two don't need it because you're like already right there.
No, I actually really love that idea. I might practice with that. Do you feel like after you've done that, you've like finished a painting in that kind of costume, do you walk away with that new discovered part of yourself like still inside of you, or do you have to like put the costume back on to tap into it?
No, I feel like it activates that for sure and kind of sticks with you. And that's probably why I don't have to do it all the time. I mean, sometimes well, for me, a lot of my work, like my paintings, feel like they are themed around the ocean and water. So even me just like moving my paintings outside and putting a bathing suit on, like
Mm.
that feels like enough to like put me in the environment or put me in a different kind of state. So I'm not in like actually like what I wear when I tattoo is really different because I have to be a little bit more covered up and my legs and feet need to be protected and I need to be really like in different kind of positions. So I dress really differently for both things. It's kind of interesting. So, and I think, well, you're a performer, so that costuming, I mean, it's kind of a big part of that too. For some,
Yeah.
I guess.
No, I think that's a part of myself that I would very much like to explore more. Like I don't know. I've never really paid that paid too much attention to about how I dress. I know that's kind of lame to say, but like I would like to explore that more because I feel like there's so much opportunity for self-expression in that I just like haven't tapped into yet.
Sophia, what you have done is chosen to literally have your skin altered. And that is like, that is the same thing we're talking about here, you know? You
Yeah.
have decided to mark your skin in a different form, in a different way to activate these new parts of yourself and really reclaim these parts of yourself. And that's, it becomes part of you, right? And so it's integrated into a simple form where you're just ready to go all the time as the new you.
Yeah. No, totally. I love the colors too that we ended up using, like the dark blues. I'm really starting to notice now like how much these colors are showing up. In my house, I have these huge blue walls, and I never realized how much these colors are like the ones that always speak to me. So it's really awesome that they just kind of were the ones we decided on organically.
Yeah. When I was the scientist I was listening to, she was saying that blue is the like number one favorite color of humans because it reminds us of a bright sunny sky or the ocean, which have really positive feelings associated with it.
Hmm. Yeah, that makes a lot of sense.
Kind of interesting, right? Psychology of color, neuroscience of color.
Yes, yes. I also watched a 15-minute video on that recently because I made some flyers. So,
Oh, really?
yes,
What did you make the flyers for?
my business.
Oh, gotcha.
And
Cool.
I did use a lot of blue and I used a lot of orange because apparently those colors psychologically 5 stars
You
go very
know,
well together.
know what too? Are you familiar with the chakra system?
Hmm.
Right? So the blue is that bright blue is your throat.
Is it really? Oh, I didn't know the color associations with the chakras.
Mhm.
Wow.
Well, there you
Wild.
we didn't even talk about that. Okay.
Yeah. Do you know what is the sacral chakra? Do you know that one?
It goes, the root is red, sacral's orange, solar plexus is the stomach area, and that's the sun, so yellow. And then the heart, they say, is like green and pink kind of swirling together. Then it moves up to this bright sky blue. Then it moves up to the third eye, which is more of the indigo, like a darker blue. So it goes from like this color blue to this darker blue. And then it goes up to like an iridescent purple tone. And then it can go up and up to silvers and golds and things like that.
Wow. Do you feel like do you ever paint being cognizant of like the color associations with the chakras and you're like, oh, I really need to work on opening my throat, so I'm going to use blue. Like, do you ever do anything like that?
Well, I'm always using blue because that's my favorite color.
Yeah.
Also, and it's like so watery and oceany, and that makes me so happy. And it has positive associations to my childhood, right? But a lot of my work is really full of rainbow because I really think what's powerful is the full integration of all of the colors and the balancing of all the different aspects of ourselves and feeling that all of ourselves are free, fully expressed, and shining bright, not
Hmm.
right. And so a lot of my work has a lot of different colors in it. And because of that, but there is more of a blue, which is kind of cool. I think the blue and indigo, that really feels like that's where I'm creating from so much because it's happening intuitively and in the subconscious maybe, or in when I close my eyes, it's happening in my mind, the visuals, and then releasing them and communicating about what these pieces are feels like the outward expression of them. So those would be like two bluish centers, probably.
That's fascinating. Yeah, it's wild how much like I'm just starting to tap into like the subconscious part of creation and not intellectualizing it anymore. It's just so wild how like singing or painting seem to come from a very similar place. Like the beginning of it always happens in this weird subconscious realm before it comes out of you.
Yeah, definitely. And I've heard that when you sing, like if you could sing your prayers or intentions, that activates them like 100 million% more powerfully than just through a word, because there's so much more vibration and emotion and energy associated, like helping to push it out than just a word often. Have you ever heard that?
Yeah, I definitely have heard that. And honestly, that's one of the reasons why I wanted to start this business too, because I feel like sadly so many people don't sing because like they were told they weren't good at it or they're scared. And regardless of like whether you'll be a professional or not, there's so much personal empowerment that can come from learning how to use your voice. I found it translated so much into like having a corporate job too. I mean, I worked in a tech job for a long time after I took a break from singing, and having that knowledge of my voice really allowed me to convey emotions with a different type of intention and strength just in a business meeting. But you can also use it when you're singing in the shower. So it's it's really great. Like it can translate into so many different areas of your life.
So cool. Okay, just a little quick gear switch. Could you share a little bit about what it was like to go through this intuitive tattoo process?
Sure.
Maybe for someone too that like might be listening or watching this that is nervous or doesn't know what they're getting into. Because you jumped in, this
Yeah.
was your first tattoo. Let's take like that's a huge thing, and you went full on, dove into the deep end and got half your body tattooed. So cool.
Yeah, I mean, no regrets. They're absolutely fantastic pieces. Yeah, I think I've always wanted to get a tattoo, but I never really had a specific image in mind. So I think what attracted me so much to this concept was that these designs can really take on so much meaning for you throughout your entire life. And it's not like a locked in image that maybe meant something to you when you were 22, but when you're 42, it's not the same. My first my first experience meeting you on our Zoom consultation was just so wonderful. I just felt this very caring, intentional energy from you, and it immediately kind of put me at ease because I had some thoughts about concepts for my tattoo, but I didn't really know how those would translate. So, when I came with a few ideas, you were able to kind of ask me some guiding questions to do some more discovery on like the shapes and colors I might want. But we kept it open-ended and kind of open for further discovery. And then, yeah, the actual experience of getting the tattoo, I really appreciated the time that you took to make sure that I was 1,000% happy with the design. So we kind of, the first thing you asked me, I think, was like, okay, we talked about the initial ideas for the design, but how are you feeling today? And like what images are standing out? So it made me feel comfortable, allowing me to change my mind and just really ground myself in what I wanted at that moment. And just keeping it as a dialogue between us as you were designing the piece was really awesome.
Oh, I'm glad you felt that way.
Yeah, totally.
I was telling I have a cool little group of apprentices, tattoo apprentices right now, and I was sharing with them like how important it is to me, and I'm glad you felt that. I allow alterations and changes day of because so much clarifies or crystallizes the night before or day of. And when we come into that, the real energy of that day that we've planned to do this work together, that things can shift and really become clearer what we really, really want, what we really need, what we really desire. And so a traditional tattoo experience is like you've locked into this design, and any alterations is like a big pain in the butt for the artist to do. And you never want to like upset your tattoo artist, So often like I myself have gone along and gotten something as a people pleasing way of being, you know, instead of really speaking up and saying like, actually today I feel different. And this is really important to me, that I'm glad you felt that you felt free to really tell me how you felt and to really get what you really wanted, because
Oh
you
yeah.
wanted it, not me, you know?
Yeah. And I love that you also said that the piece that we're creating, because I never expected a tattoo artist to say that to me. Like my idea of getting a tattoo was like you come in and you are the canvas and they're putting the art on you. But throughout the whole experience, you asked me to, call back to my intention and be intuiting that throughout the whole experience so that we were connected energetically as you were doing the piece, which was really cool. Like obviously you are the master, but it was cool to feel like I was playing a part in the experience too. That was awesome.
But yeah, I mean, it's a full-on co-creative experience, I think, between like, well, I call it God, you know, or source, people call it whatever, but it feels like that. Like there's three of us creating together. And I'm constantly trying to let my ego just like, well, it's not really like I'm trying, it just, I'm detached from your outcome. I want you to have what you love, and that feels really right to you. And I'm just the space holder to help bring that along for you, you know? And
Yeah, that's so awesome. Oh my gosh, letting go of the ego.
I
Just
know.
like it's amazing how much empowerment comes from that. Like it's not obviously not easy to do, but you've obviously given so many people incredible art by being able to do that through the experience.
Well, thanks, Sophia. Thank you. Thank you. Really, I am really, really, really honored that you chosen me to tattoo you and trust me to do this for you. And we have one more session, I think, to finish this piece for you fully. And it's, to me, it feels like a deep miracle that I get to do this for you, you know, with you and create alongside you to bring it to life, and that you're going to wear this forever, and it will be something that you can constantly add to and modify and grow with too. So I just really, I know the weight of it, and I'm really honored. So thank you. And thank you for your time here, sharing your experiences and everything you're creating and sharing in the world too. So thank you, thank you, thank you.
Yeah, no, thank you. It's seriously been a life-changing experience working with you, and I'm so glad that we ended up connecting. These pieces I know are just going to continue to grow with me, and I feel really lucky to have them on my body for the rest of my life. So, yeah, and thank you so much for having me today too. This has been a really awesome chat.
Yeah, anytime, anytime you want to chat, let me know.
Let's do it. We'll set up a voice lesson.
I don't know. I don't know.
Some Whitney Houston.
Thank you. Well, how can we hear what you sound like? Well, you are going to come and perform at our art night on August 1st, the Thursday art night at our studio. And then in addition to that, do you have your songs up anywhere publicly yet?
Yeah, so I'm definitely going to put some of my stuff up on my website. I have a show coming up at this really awesome venue called Sawtell Studios on September 8th, I think, Sunday, September 8th. So that once I get that done, I'm going to use some of the footage from that to put it on my website. But yeah, I'm definitely looking to perform much more in the coming months and years. So more
Great.
content to come.
Great. Maybe we'll just do like a resident like art night thing with you.
Heck
Would it be
yeah.
cool? Get
That would be
tattooed
awesome.
and listen to Sophia's magical voice at the same time. Would that be
That would
cool?
be fantastic. Honestly, I love any opportunity to combine like multiple art forms in one experience. So, that would be really, really cool.
Yeah, and the sounds like when you're getting a tattoo are really important. We've had some fun with that, playing around with that. So yeah, cool. Well, thank you again. And I encourage you all listening, watching to contact Sophia and go take a voice lesson. Okay? Okay, great.
Yes, please do. Thank you so much.
Cool. Okay. Awesome. So we'll end it there. Can you email me links to everything? Do you want
Yes.
to do this?
Yes, I am gonna finish my rough first iteration website ASAP, and I will send that to you. It will definitely be done by Art Night. Yeah. Other than that, I'll send you like my Instagram, but that's it. That's it for now that I have.
Okay, perfect. Perfect. Yeah. I was also just Yelp, I think, could really help you too if you make a Yelp page.
Mm, good idea. Good idea. I will do that.
Yeah, I just listened to a podcast all about it and I've been really amping it up there. I think that would really serve you well. Super well. Super duper.
Yeah. What was the other platform that you mentioned? It was like school or something like that?
Yeah, to really create a community.
Yeah.
That is really good for like a lead gen. You know what that word is? Like a lead gen.
Hmm.
To just like pour everyone, like have that be the link in your bio, like go join the school community, meet me here, here's the link, go and nurture all those relationships and do some free stuff for them, and then make it really easy for them to book like voice packages with you or whatever you want to sell them.
Okay, yeah, I will definitely check that out. Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, and Yelp and School have really good built-in SEO, so you'll be more easily found, even within
Yeah,
the school community too.
no, good call for sure.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Okay. Amazing. That was really fun. Thank you, Sophia.
Yeah, thank you so much. That was a really fun conversation. I love
Uh,
hearing about your process.
yeah, same. I'm so excited to hear you perform.
Oh, thank you so much for the opportunity to do it. I'm so excited to be in that space and see what happens.
Yeah, so cool. Wow, what an honor. Yeah. So excited. Well, yeah, just come anytime, whenever works for you. I'll just expect you and we'll just flow.
Okay, cool. Sounds good. Well, I'll see you on the first then.
I'll see you on the first. Yay.
All right. Thanks,
Okay.
Justine.
Yeah, text me, call me if you have any questions, okay? About like
Okay.
setting there, setting up, or whatever happens. Okay.
Okay. I will. Thanks so much.
You too. Talk to you soon. Bye.
Bye.
Thank you so much for listening and being a part of Her Ink Empire. Remember, this is only the beginning. Your empire is already unfolding. Until next time, stay bold, stay aligned, and stay true to you as you build your artistic legacy.